Imagine it's a hot summer day and you've just opened an ice cream bar. It's the ultimate cooling treat, right? But before you take that first icy bite, have you ever wondered what goes on inside a massive factory to make this frozen heaven happen? Well, let me give you a spoiler. There's more science and technology behind it than you might think. The journey from dairy to refined machinery to ice cream shop is amazing. And dare I say, it's delicious. Let's dive into the heart of the ice cream factory, where innovation meets dairy to deliver the creamy flavors we all love. Believe me, that you'll never look at your popsicles the same again after this. From dairy farms to the factory. Your trip to your favorite ice cream bar begins with, as you would expect, cows. On a dairy farm, cows are lazily grazing on a vast green field, not knowing that their milk is about to turn into something much more exciting. Once you collect milk from these peaceful cows, it is immediately pumped into refrigerated trucks and stored at a cool temperature of 4 degrees Celsius to maintain freshness. Bacterial contamination at this point can be disastrous. Therefore, temperature control is extremely important. So, these large factory chillers do their job very well. Now, any chances of bacteria? Not in this factory though. But ice cream is not just milk. On this trip, there are heavy hitters like cream, sugar, and some secret ingredients that only the factory wizards know. These elements come together perfectly to create an irresistible texture and sweetness. It's about creating the ideal balance that ultimately translates into a flawless popsicle. Pasteurization. Now we have all the ingredients. It's time to really turn up the heat. The next important step is pasteurization. Contrary to what you think, it's not just simmering, it's a carefully controlled process by heating a mixture of milk, cream, and sugar to a temperature between 70 degrees Celsius and 85 degrees Celsius. And what's the target, you might think? Well, it's about preventing harmful bacteria that may contaminate the whole party and guarantees long-term life and safe consumption. But pasteurization is not just about safety. This process also works its magic in the flavor. Rich, creamy flavor that is synonymous with premium ice cream. If there is no pasteurization, you'll be stuck with textures and flavors that are more just than wow. Can you even imagine biting into your favorite popsicle only to be greeted with a tasteless, chunky texture? Not the experience you're looking for, right? Luckily, pasteurization ensures that every bite is as tender and delicious as you remember. Homogenization. Let's talk about achieving the perfect creamy texture. Of course, all the ingredients are mixed together, but leaving it in the machine will cause fat particles to accumulate in the milk, which can result in different textures. And that's when homogenization comes in. It saves a lot of time. This process forces the mixture through a small nozzle at high pressure, which makes the fat lumps break into small, evenly distributed particles. Imagine trying to mix oil and water. It won't happen without serious intervention. The same is true of fat in milk. Homogenization ensures that the fat is evenly distributed throughout the mixture. This ensures that your ice cream is smooth and not lumpy. A lumpy mess, I must say. Think about it like this. If pasteurization is an adult responsible for ensuring safety, homogenization is the artist that makes everything look beautiful and feels right. It makes it confirm that the result you'll be getting is the luxuriously creamy texture you'd expect from a top-notch ice cream bar. Aging. The mixture is now pasteurized and homogenized. But wait a minute, we haven't gotten to that point yet. Entering the aging process. This is one of the most overlooked steps in ice cream production. This is not like throwing ingredients in the refrigerator and stopping once a day. The ice cream base needs to rest to allow the fat and protein mixture to harden and thicken slightly. Factories can often store ingredients for several hours, and sometimes overnight, with the temperatures slightly above freezing. think about letting cookie dough rest before baking, because it will help all the ingredients come together. This creates a richer, smoother final product. Just like this process, during aging, fat will crystallize properly. This makes the texture creamy and luxurious. At this stage, the flavors have more time to blend together to ensure that whatever is added next, whether it's vanilla, chocolate, or mint, it's evenly distributed in every bar. Flavoring. And now for the part where the ice cream really finds its personality. That is the level of flavor. Whether you're a fan of classic vanilla, the one who can't resist the temptation of double chocolate fudge, or have a weakness for strong flavors like salted caramel or cookies and cream, this is where ice cream comes from. Factories often use a combination of natural and synthetic flavors. This is to ensure that each batch is consistent. But this isn't just about adding flavor. It's also about the texture. Factories go to great lengths to ensure that whatever is added, whether it's vanilla beans, chocolate chips, or caramel swirls, it will be well distributed throughout the mixture. The main thing is balance, very little flavor, and the ice cream must be soft. Too much to the point of feeling it's a precise measure of flavor to ensure your ice cream bar tastes as good as it looks every time. The churning process. And now we arrive at the most important step, churning. This is where the mixture transforms from a liquid base to the fluffy ice cream you know and love. The mixture will harden quickly while blending. And this is where air, yes, air, plays a key role. You might think, well, without it, your ice cream will become lumpy and hard. But with air, it will have a creamy texture that melts easily in your mouth. This process is called overrun. It injects the right amount of air into the mixture to make the final product soft, smooth, and scoopable. Too little air, and the ice cream will become too heavy. And if it's too much of it, it'll make the ice cream airy and tasteless puff. The factory has to perfect this balance. This ensures that each stick retains the same light and creamy texture that has become the product's signature. At this point, the mixture is still semi-liquid, but they're about to eventually turn into the ice cream bars you'll find in the freezer aisle. The factory's precise control of this process is key to ensuring that each bar has the perfect balance of flavor and texture. While we're on a break, let me know your favorite ice cream flavor. I might got the same taste as you. And heading to the next step. Freezing. Churning has turned the ice cream into a fluffy, velvety mixture, but at this stage, it's still not ready for the freezer. And you might ask the next crucial step? Well, freezing it, but fast. The semi-liquid ice cream mixture is transferred to a continuous freezer designed to cool down at electric speed. And when I speak quickly, what I mean is that these machines submerge ingredients until they reach sub-zero temperatures almost instantly. We're talking temperatures that make Antarctica feel balmy. These industrial freezers are the unsung heroes. They work tirelessly behind the scenes to freeze millions of gallons of ice cream without breaking a sweat. If machines could sweat. Why all the urgency? The faster you freeze the ice cream, the smaller the ice crystals form. And the smaller the crystal, the creamier the texture will be. If you have ever tasted ice cream that was grainy or icy, it happens when the freezing process is slow. Luckily, these high-powered freezers are precisely engineered to prevent vandalism. They beat the softness of the liquid in your mouth, which is the hallmark of premium ice cream bars. Molding. When the ice cream reaches perfect freezing stability, it's time for the next change to get those unique and iconic bar shapes. And this is where the molding machine comes into play. Well, these aren't your grandma's cookie cutter ones. Think of it as a supercharged industrial model. It is carefully designed to churn thousands of the same bars per hour. The ice cream is poured into precisely measured bar-shaped molds to fill each box with precision. But there's more to it than just filling the mold. All bars must be the same shape and size. Because consistency is important in the world of ice cream. Whether you prefer bars in Tokyo or New York, the appearance and taste must be the same. When the mold is full, the bars would quickly freeze again, tightening its shape into little ice cream soldiers, ready to dress up for their final form, stick insertion. Now, let's talk about the unsung hero of every ice cream bar, the stick. Without it, you're going to have a real mess in your hands. After the bars had been formed and partially frozen, they needed to have a unique wooden handle. But it's not as easy as sticking in an ice cream stick and hoping for the best. No, this is a precision act. The bars are still slightly soft at this stage, and automated stick insertion machines must place the sticks with perfect alignment and the right amount of pressure. Too much force, and the bar could crack or lose its shape. Too little force, and you'll be left holding a broken dream of an ice cream bar. These machines work with laser-guided precision, so each stick is firmly fixed in place. It paves the way for a satisfying hands-on experience. Enrobing. Finally, we've reached the part that really makes you love an ice cream bar, the chocolate coating. After the bars have been placed in the molds and their trusty sticks are firmly fixed, they're turning to the enrobing station. This is where the magic happens. The bars are dipped into a giant pool of melted chocolate, or any desired coating, like white chocolate or caramel. It creates that irresistible crunchy shell. But the important thing is, getting the perfect chocolate coating is pure art. The temperature of the chocolate has to be perfect. If it's too warm, the coating won't stick properly to the ice cream. And if it's too cool, the chocolate will harden too quickly and become clumpy. The bars move through the enrobing machine at perfect speed, and each of the bars gets an even glossy layer of chocolate. It's like a conveyor belt of deliciousness. Efficiency is important here, as these bars do not want to remain in the open air for long. The faster it is coated and moved, the less risk of melting. Cooling tunnel. Freshly enrobed in chocolate armor, the bars aren't done yet. They need to be rapidly cooled once again to make that delicious coating firmer. Enter the cooling tunnels. This is a long conveyor belt installed in a refrigeration chamber where the bars are chilled to perfection. Imagine as the bar slides through the tunnel, the chocolate coating hardens into a crunchy outer shell. It locks in the creamy ice cream inside. This cooling process doesn't just preserve the chocolate, it also ensures that the ice cream stays intact and doesn't melt prematurely. It's like giving the bar a protective shield. It ensures that when you finally unwrap it, the ice cream inside will remain in peak form. Without this important step, your ice cream might start melting before you even get to bite into that first crunchy layer. And no one wants a premature meltdown. Do you? Quality control. At this point, the ice cream bars look pristine, but before they can be packed in a box, they must pass one important final step: quality control. This is where the human eye and high-tech cameras come into play. It monitors each bar to ensure that it meets the factory's strict standards, and any bar that doesn't pass this quality check immediately gets rejected. Whether it's a crack in the coating, a crooked stick, or a bar that's just slightly bent, it's not coming your way. Some factories take things even farther by conducting stress tests. Yes, you heard that right. Stress tests for ice cream bars. Random bars are removed from the line and put through a series of tests to ensure they can withstand shipping and handling. They check the durability of the coating, the strength of the stick, and the overall integrity of the product. Because when it comes to your ice cream bar, only perfection will do. Packaging. Once the bars have passed the quality control process, they are ready for the packaging. Each ice cream bar is swiftly wrapped in protective, moisture-proof material, which is designed to keep it fresh and prevent freezer burn. These wrappers aren't just functional, they're also eye-catching and designed to stand out in a crowded freezer. The wrapping machines work at breakneck speeds. Each bar is being zipped into its own cozy little bag within seconds. But packaging must be more than good looks, right? The wrapper must form a tight seal to prevent air from getting inside. The air could ruin the ice cream's creamy texture. After all, you don't want your ice cream bars to appear dry and miserable in the store. These factories don't stand a chance of keeping your candy in tip-top condition. Boxing and shipping. With the bars neatly packed, they're ready to be boxed up and transported to cold storage before heading out into the world. These temperature-controlled warehouses store thousands of ice cream cartons. Each box is kept perfectly frozen until it's time to ship. From here, the logistics team steps in. The bars are loaded into refrigerated trucks to go to the supermarket convenience store. And if you're lucky, it could also be your favorite ice cream truck. The entire shipping process is designed to preserve the integrity of the ice cream from factory to freezer, making sure that by the time you unwrap that bar on a hot day, it remains as fresh and delicious as it came out of the factory. And there you have it, an incredible journey through how millions of ice cream bars are produced with precision. From the fresh milk to the satisfying crunch in every bite. If you're as obsessed with the science behind your favorite frozen desserts as we are, be sure to hit that like button. Do you have any questions or your own cool ice cream facts? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from them. And don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon so that you never miss out on the sweet behind-the-scenes stories again. Thanks for watching.